Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Well, hello.
That
How's
always
it going?
sounds so creepy.
Well, hello.
Oh, it's-
Well, hello.
Sometimes it sounds seductive, and sometimes it sounds like Maggie Thatcher, and sometimes it's somewhere in between the two.
no, it's in the,
Maggie
it's in the
who?
middle.
How are we doing? How are we doing, boys? What's happening?
Good.
Nothing much. We're doing good. We just got
It's
a
been.
little giggle over here.
I
Yeah.
know. We did our usual. We came on intending to go live, and then got chatting. Oh, I can hear myself. Why can I hear myself? Something's making a noise somewhere. Hang on, let's mute that. There we go. Whoa. Okay, what was I going to say there? Yeah, so it's JukeBox Jury, and I don't know how long it is since the previous one. Is it maybe a whole month or 4 weeks or something? I don't think it's been our usual 6 or whatever. But
Yeah, I think
this
it's
is
like
the,
6, I
this
think.
is the final one before the Fringe.
What's that? What?
It's exciting.
Oh, yeah.
I said this is the final one before the Fringe. Next week it's going to be live in a room with live people.
Yeah, somebody she can
Shock
touch.
horror. Shockaroo.
She can shake hands with people.
Well,
But we only
as
can
long
do
as,
that
as, long as,
virtually.
as long as they've sanitized them first.
That's okay. You know what you do? You get a bottle of sanitizer and then
Yeah,
one of the pumps, and then
joking.
everybody that comes by, go clean it
I
and
was,
then shake
I
their
was,
hand.
I was joking.
Just wear a
No,
hazmat suit.
just say this is for COVID. They'll all understand.
Bubble?
I don't want anyone to think that I'm like antisocial to the point where I won't shake hands.
No,
The thing-
in my culture, we do this when we say hello. We say
Oh.
vanakkam, like
the
this.
thing with
We
the
don't
thing
shake hands.
the thing with the Fringes, what tends to happen is people are very touchy feely, huggy. You know, there's usually a lot of hugs going on. You know, and there is a thing called Fringe flu because people get unwell. You know, we're all sharing microphones, we're all in confined spaces with not a lot of ventilation. I don't want to tell my audience to wear a mask. I feel like that's overkill.
Nope.
But I also feel like I should be handing them out at the door just in case anybody
Yeah.
wants.
Just in case.
No, just have a box of it just sitting on your table, so whenever anybody needs, they can come get it. If you start giving it, then the people are like, "Oh no,
Do you know
I'm not
what?
coming."
Actually,
Bye.
I said that in jest just now, but I actually probably could. I probably could just nip to the local cash and carry and just get a box of it
Yeah, just leave it there.
and
If
just
anybody
have them
wants it.
sitting there just in case. I might do that actually.
Yeah, don't hand it out because if you hand it out, then people are gonna turn around and be like, "I don't know where mask. I'm out. Bye."
It's Scotland. I think, you know, we don't really have the whole sort of like MAGA rights shit here. They probably would just put the mask on and be like, yeah, cool. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
that's what you want to do, we'll do
Yeah.
it. You know
Here
what I
they
mean?
will do that. No.
But I don't want to feel like I'm.
Yeah.
Anyway, how did we get onto this whole conversation? It's because we were talking about COVID earlier, and now I feel slightly
And
paranoid.
French. Yeah.
Poor Stefano, what a shame.
Are we gonna get the details later about where venue is and all that?
We can discuss it. Just hi, Joseph. We can discuss it just
Hey,
now if you
Jos.
want to. I mean, you know, it is. Do I have anything? I don't. Jeez, I wasn't prepared for that.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I didn't upload the little video. Edinburgh Fringe, the 2nd to the 25th of August at Eastside, the Den, 8:20 p.m. every evening. It's all over everywhere. If you Google JukeBox Jury, it'll come up. It's all over the website, jukeboxjury.info, which is our website with all our details on it. It's on the Fringe Guide. It's basically, if you type in JukeBox Jury, it'll come up.
Cool.
Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. Nice. So we've got ourselves distracted. Should we remind people what we're here for, just in case, you know, they're unaware? Every month, we open my emails because musicians send me their tracks to be played on the radio. Can't always play everything on the radio, so we've devised this panel show, an updated version of the old TV show JukeBox Jury, to go through and randomly listen to some tracks in the emails. We haven't heard them before, I want to reiterate that, because I think some people think that we pre-vet them first, and we don't. I literally open the emails and pick something at random. So that's what we're going to do. I feel like we've done all our catching up prior. So let's share the screen and open the emails. Should have had that ready. Is that sharing?
Yes.
Excellent. Let's go to this part here and go back to where we left off, which was a little bit ago, and then see what we find. Oh goodness, we have actually got quite a few in since we were last on. Okay, here, this is where we left off. Davies Nicola. Okay, in the electric company. There we go. Yep. So we've got a lot in from the promos. Oh, there's you, Stefano. Breathe of My Leaves. Breathe of My Leaves is Stefano's band, and go check them out. That was their single Godzilla. Go listen to it.
Holy, that's from April. Holy.
But we've gone back a bit. I'm behind.
Why am I in there?
Okay, so we've got quite a lot. Like I said, we've got quite a lot from promo people, and I don't tend to prioritize those. But we do have one here that says track submission for JukeBox Jury. So they've specifically sent it for JukeBox Jury rather than the radio, which is interesting. So it reads, has that jumped over, by the way? Let me check. Hang on.
Yes.
Excellent. Good stuff. It says, hello. Well, hello. I have attached the new track Sister of Darkness from Rain Dancer that we are releasing on the 12th of April. I'm sorry, this is July. I'm a bit slow. We came across the JukeBox Jury by chance and think it's a super fun way to introduce music to new listeners. Well, thank you. We think so too. I hope you would consider our track for your show. Also, please let me know if you need further information about the track or Rain Dancer. Best, Thomas. Thank you for sending your track in, Thomas. And it's got the file attached, which is perfect. That's what we ask. Just a brief email and the track attached. So you're on to a good... This is a hit in terms of emails, right? This is what we want. So let me know if we've got sound. That was loud. Wait a minute. Did that come through? Was that...
It did.
Yep.
All right. Good. Let's start again then. I need to turn my speakers down. It's 1:30 in the morning and I've got neighbours. Right. Let's go.
Come here, she says. Come take my hand. We're heading into the night. Don't be afraid, don't turn around. We're leaving it all behind. Side by side into the shadows, and forever lost in the night. The sister of darkness, I see the light. The sister of darkness, I see the light. You embrace my body and mind. Thou sister of darkness, I see the light. Hold me, she says, now hold me tight. You need me like I need you. When you are weak, I give to you. There's nothing I wouldn't do. Come here, she says. Don't be afraid. Hold me, she says. don't be afraid. Side by side into the shadows, and forever lost in the night. The sister of darkness, I see the light. The sister of darkness, I see the light. You embrace my body and mind. The sister of darkness, I see the light. We stand together, we break the tide. Souls united, hearts aligned. It's now or never, one last time. We rise before we fall. We rise before we fall. The sister of darkness, I see the light. The sister of darkness, I see the light. You embrace my body and mind. The sister of darkness, I see the light. You embrace my body and mind. The sister of darkness, I see the light. Sister of darkness, I see the light.
All right, who wants to go first with this one? Oh, hang on. Why am I hearing echo? Is that coming back from me? Coming back from... It stopped. Sorry. That threw me. Who wants to go first?
I can go.
Go on then, Jeeves. You go first.
Already, I like this, but it was a little too fast for me. A little too fast. I think if they brought it down a little less, I think it would be nicer. And it reminded me of the 90s Ace of Base. That's what came up in my mind when I heard this right away. For me, because of that melody in the background, a little bit kind of resembled one of their songs. Yeah, other than that, I didn't have any flaws with it. The vocals were good, just the speed, and I like the way they used the kick drum as the main. I think I felt like the kick drum was a little too loud. It was too kind of was taking the song a little bit too much. I think it could have been blended as an engineering standpoint. It could have been blended more better. I know they wanted to make that much prominent, but I think it's just way too much. Other than that, I had no issue with it. I loved it. The melody was good. The breakdown and everything was awesome. I loved it. And that's me.
All right, Stefano.
It's right up my alley, obviously. It sounded like, yeah, Ace of Base a bit, but it sounded like Erasure crossing through the 90s, kind of like mixing with all those 90s influences. I think it's great. The vocal was good. Vocal is a little, I think maybe needs a little polish, maybe like mixing wise, but I love the little like Erasure-ish kind of breakdowns like once in a while, like kind of like little flourishes. I love the beat. It's really, I think it's probably the best song we've had on this show for me, probably. It was really good. It is fast. It's kind of hyper pop, but I think they're kind of going for that. But I think you're right, Jeeves. Slowing it down would have probably, because the melody is so good actually. Like when the chorus hits, that is some pretty darn good songwriting. The melody is really good, and I think if he slowed it down, or if they slowed it down, it would actually even let it blossom more. It's kind of frantic right now, and you're not really enjoying it as much, but you know, even though it's fleeting by you, that it's a good melody. So I loved it. It's I love the little. I like the little. I think somebody in the comments said it needed some pacing breaks. It did need. I think it needed. If it's slowed down, you could probably use breaks also. But I think every time it went into that little kind of erasure-ish analog kind of flourish, I loved it. I was like, oh wow, like they know melody, they know contrast, really good. That's where I am.
That you?
Yep.
Right. You've both touched on the thing that I was going to pick up on, and that is the fact that it is so fast. I would love to hear a slowed down, reinvented version of this. I'm not saying to change it, I'm saying to do an additional version of it, slowed more down. I would agree with this. Someone said something about glow sticks in the background, and obviously we were kind of taking the piss with the big fish, little fish, but it does sort of detract away from the melody when that's the first thing that's kind of in your face is the pace of it. The vocals were good, a little bit nasally. The vocals. I don't know if that's because of the way they've been mixed or if
That's
that
what.
is his voice, but he does have a good voice. I'm not quite sure what was going on. I don't know if that was, like I said, I don't know if that was the mix or if that was his actual vocal. But the levels and everything were fine. We could hear him fine. Because sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes the vocals end up kind of buried, and it wasn't. It was fine. We could hear it. For me, it was the pace. I would like that taken down a little notch, and I'd love to hear a reinvented, slowed down. And I'm not talking sort of like turning it into a ballad, just slowed down just a little bit so that it's more low key, so it's not quite so high energy and in your face. I'd love them to rework it. But I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. And you're right, Erasure, there was something else. It sounded like something else. I wasn't getting Ace of Base, but I was getting something else. But I can't think of what that is. I would, you're kind of high energy, sort of mid 80s club kind of sound. Before it hit the kind of 90s, although you're right, 90s Erasure was definitely an influence. You can hear that that's kind of like influenced them. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Don't know if I'd play it on mixtape because, again, it would be so out of place with everything else. I don't play anything at that pace. I don't know how many beats per minute that was, but I would not normally play something quite so fast because I like things to kind of merge and flow into each other. When I play the blocks of groups of usually 2 or 3 tracks, they're all of a similar ilk, they kind of flow into each other. There's a vibe. I would find it difficult to find something to fit in with this vibe. So I'm not sure if I'd play it on mixtape, although I did enjoy it. This might be good for music, if someone's at the start of a gig, when there's like music playing at the start or at the end of a gig when people are leaving or coming, like that kind of thing. Like I'm thinking Fringe.
Oh, she's frozen.
Did she freeze?
I think
Oh
so.
no!
Oh no.
Is our life gonna end?
Oh,
Hopefully it doesn't end. Oh shit!
there she is.
Oh,
Did I
there
lose,
she's back.
did I lose connection? Is that what
Yes.
happened? Oh bugger!
I
I don't
thought
know
we
if
were gonna start a laugh.
I don't know if I've got too many tabs open or if my router's playing silly buggers. Sorry about that. I don't even know what I was saying at the time, and it probably wasn't particularly interesting.
No, you were saying about playing it at the end or the beginning of
Yeah, like
of an
it's kind of like
event.
you could like coming and going music. Do you know what I mean? Like music for the start of a gig or the end of a gig when people are leaving. Do you know what I mean? Like having it on. Like I'm thinking Fringe, people, there has to be music on when people are coming into the room, and there has to be music when people are going out of the room. That kind of thing, like to hype people up. You guys are frozen for me on the screen.
Still?
Am I still? Yeah, I don't know if it's. I can see you
Okay,
in the slide, but on the actual thing,
if you leave and come back with the live end or
I'll
what?
I'll just refresh. I'll be right back because you guys being frozen on my screen's annoying me. I'll be just chat amongst yourselves for a minute.
Yes. So Joseph said it needs some pacing break to prepare to halftime for a bridge. and use the fast-paced drums for climax position. Yeah, they did do that. They actually broke down at that one point, and then it came back with the kick being very prominent. Joe, they kind of did that, but I think they need more of it instead of just that one portion of it.
Yeah,
Because it
I
was
think it's a
like
part.
more like. Go ahead.
I was just thinking it seems like a party track. It's not really like a. It's a hype
Yeah,
track. It's supposed to, I think
yeah, it's like a
they're
trash.
going.
It's like EDM or something.
Yeah, they're going for the hyper pop. Like I mean,
Yeah,
I just like the songwriting. It was just like the melody.
yeah,
For me, it's melody is king. So it had the melody, but yeah, if they slowed it down, it'd work for that. But if the speed of
yeah.
it, it's not like it's. I can
It was
see,
way too fast. It was felt like I was like on speed or something.
well, that's the kind of.
Yeah, just
I mean,
yeah,
that's that
my
kind of
yeah. I
music.
think that's what they were trying to go,
Yeah, I
but I
don't
don't think
think
it
that.
worked with the melody. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like a party track. Oh, she's back. I was gonna
Can
freeze
you
for
see
you
us?
focus to see.
So I was going to just read out Joseph's comment. He said it needed some pacing breaks to perhaps to have time for a bridge and use the fast-paced drums for climatic portions, and that makes sense.
Mhm.
So what do we think then? I think we've talked. I think we've talked
To-
enough about it. Was it a hit or was it a miss? What do we think?
Should I?
What's the conclusion?
I'm gonna ask Godzilla.
Go on then.
Godzilla, like your song Godzilla.
It's not working, of course. 1 second.
The lights on.
We're waiting for a toy to work.
Toys.
This is live entertainment,
This is
folks.
why- This is why I was
This is what-
testing it with you guys, and it would do it even when I didn't want to do it. But
This is why it's live, y'all.
Okay, so it's a hit all round.
yay!
Congratulations. What was his name? Thomas, was it? Hang on.
Thomas.
Was it Thomas?
I think
It was
it's
Thomas. Congratulations, Thomas. It's a hit all round, and thank you for sending your track in.
Oh,
Hey.
it's working now. Hey.
Godzilla thinks it's a hit as well.
Here's a light.
Yeah.
You guys can't see the steam, but there's like. Anyways, now I know what I did wrong.
Okay.
We'll
I'm
get
not doing
there.
it-
We will
I'm
get
not doing
there.
it again. It's just,
No.
that's too much.
We're all sitting there waiting for it to work. Like,
I
Yeah.
know.
It finally worked.
I breeze.
that's funny. All right. Let's reopen the emails then and see what's up next. I closed off a whole bunch of tabs, so hopefully that'll rectify whatever's going on.
Yep.
Okay, let's go back into the inbox. Toby Sonics. We've played Toby Sonics before, but it's been a little while, and he has sent it in himself. So shall we play Toby Sonics track? Maybe?
Sure.
Okay. Hey Helen, how are you doing? Well, honestly, Toby, I'm full of the cold. I've got a snotty nose. I'm feeling a bit sorry for myself. I nearly knocked myself out earlier and gave myself a concussion. But apart from that, I'm absolutely superb. Thank you for asking. I hope you had a good Easter. Fuck, this is quite an old email.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's gonna be watching this.
My new single is a heartfelt love letter to Liz Truss.
Oh, jeez.
Do you guys know who Liz Truss is? Because
Yes.
you're Canadian.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
I know.
That's all right, then I don't have to explain. And I'm hoping you'll be able to share it with the world. That's what we're about to do. A satirical electronic pop taunt. Liz Truss is a patsy. Delivers a scathing rebuke of the self-delusion of Liz Truss and the lack of transparency into money made when the UK markets crashed as the result of her now infamous mini budget. You can preview the single on SoundCloud, download it, Google Drive, blah, blah, blah. It's down at the bottom. That's perfect. Produced, mixed, and mastered in my home studio, the 2-minute, 10-second track. So it's a quickie. It's just a quickie, boys. 2-minute, 10-second track, cutting-edge AI-powered vocal synthesis framed by an indie synth pop blend of synthesizers, analog bass, drum samples, sound effects, and acoustic guitar. It would be fantastic if you could share my feelings with the world. Not for me, but for Liz. All the best, Toby. All right, Toby, your wish is my command. Let's play the track. Is this okay, that's the electronic press kit. Let's open up the track. Let me know if we've got sound.
Cut the top rate of tax. The poor can pay for that. If the sums don't add up, don't think, just bluff. There's just is a patsy. Fund manager patsy wants to be a Maggie, but she's just a patsy. Money. No need to think when you ride the think tank. No need to blink when your mind is blank. Liz Truss is a patsy. Fund manager patsy wants to be a Maggie, but she's just a patsy.
Fire sale or market crash. Low prices grow fast. No one knows who made cash. It's not our place to ask. It's not our place to ask. It's not our place to ask.
Money. There's just is a patsy. Fund manager patsy wants to be a Maggie, but she's just a patsy. Wants to be a Maggie, but she's just a patsy. There's just is a patsy. She's just a patsy.
All right. Oh, did we lose Jeeves?
Where's Jeeves?
We'll wait for Jeeves to come back. Whilst we're waiting for Jeeves to come back, I just want to address Liam's comment. Thanks for popping in, Liam. JukeBox Jury is an online panel show that's been going for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in September since we launched it. And the Fringe show is an offshoot of this. This is the Fringe show is going to be a live version of this. So this isn't a preview for the Fringe. This is the actual thing, and the Fringe is kind of been born from this, if that makes sense. It's a game show. It's a panel show. It's based off the old original BBC JukeBox Jury, but with a modern twist because it's online and it's my emails. I hope Jeeves is all right. Should we message him and check that everything's okay?
Maybe.
I don't want to start chatting about the track until he's back. So let's just double check he's okay. I don't know if Restream's having issues or if it's. I mean, I think yeah, because I thought it was my internet issue. I thought it was my internet beforehand.
Hmm.
Okay, well that's even better, Liam, because I wouldn't want you comparing it to the old original JukeBox Jury and thinking that this version's shite. So if you're not familiar with it and you've got fresh eyes, it's all good.
I'm next. I'm going to disappear next.
Oh, please don't. Please stay. Don't leave me on my lonesome.
I'm not going to try.
I'm going to just quickly check that he's all right, though, because if it's just technical, then fair enough. But if he's had to, although he wouldn't just disappear for no reason, I think.
It's such a long absence, though.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he needed to run to the loo, but he would have just switched his camera off. He wouldn't have just ditched us like that.
No. It was like abrupt.
It was very abrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why don't we chat about the Fringe situation then? I'll read these comments first, and then we'll I'll sort of give more information about the Fringe. Tried to support Scottish and Irish minority artists at the Fringe. You sound Scottish, and sadly, women are a man. I am Edinburgh born and bred. I am sitting in Edinburgh as we speak. I was born at Simpsons Memorial Hospital, which overlooks the meadows. I am very definitely local. And you're right, we are a minority. There aren't very many locals that perform at the Fringe.
What?
Shall we? What we'll do is I'll show people my sign. Shall we show people my sign who haven't seen it? I'll share the screen. Hang on, there should be a photo of it on Facebook somewhere. And while we're waiting for Juice to come back, we can have a little laugh at my expense. We'll share this one. I think it's probably easier. And it's down here somewhere. Here we go. All right. So if I share the screen. Oh, I don't have to. Jeeves is back. Okay, we're going to leave you in suspense, right? We're going to leave it on that cliffhanger in suspenders, and then at the end we'll show you the photo of the car, right? Ooh, Stefano's got it all going on.
Okay, hold on. I'm just on my data right now. I'm just rebooting my
While you're doing
my
while
router.
you're doing that, then Jeeves, we're just going to show everyone and people on the replay and everyone where this is multicast out to, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. We're not on Twitter because I'm not paying Elon Musk for a premium account. Twitch,
Yeah.
Mixcloud. You can. This is
It's
what I
all
decided to
McCarthy.
do. This is my. Hang on. Can we see that? Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
So this is my very subtle sign. This is my subtle. Hang on. Can I make it bigger? How do I make it bigger?
Oh, nice.
I don't think I can make it bigger. This is my very subtle sign, and this is Edinburgh Castle in the background. But actually, I'm having a rethink. Hi, Tom McCartney. I'm having a rethink because I can't even open my boot, which is no good. Like I can't take my mum shopping or anything. So I've decided to half the size of this. So instead of it being 3 meters by a meter, it's going to be 1.5 meters by a meter. And now I've got 2 big banners that are 3 meters long. So if anybody knows anywhere in Edinburgh, right, that isn't run by the council because they have some weird deal with out of hand that they're the only people allowed to put, signs outside. If anybody knows any private property or any landowners or anybody that has any railings attached to a flat or anything in Edinburgh where I can put a 3 meter banner on there, let me know. It'll only be there till the 26th of August and it won't damage your property. Ta muchly. I'd like to get the use of them because obviously I've got these 2 banners now. But Stefano, would you like to explain who you are to Liam? He's asking a question.
So what was he asking?
He says, is Stefano a performer? He looks familiar.
I'm a director in Canada, but I'm also in a band called Breathe My Leaves, and I'm a music guy and I'm a singer. And maybe I look like somebody else.
Stefano, are you whispering because you're talking about yourself? You went all
That's
quiet.
what I'm doing.
You have to speak up a little bit.
I'm just a director in Canada, and I'm also part of a. He was quiet, and I don't know why I went quiet. I'm kind of getting over COVID, so I'm usually a lot more loud. I'm usually a lot more Greek and loud. I'm part of a duo, a synth pop duo as well. So maybe through that, I don't know. It's called Breathe in My Leaves. It's electronic. What kind of music? It's synth pop.
It's synthy electronica. So full disclosure, Stefano has sent his tracks into I think not for Jukebox Jury, was it for Helen's mixtape? Like how did you come across me?
It's for Helen's mixtape. In the past. Before I really knew.
Yeah, because Helen's mixtape that's my weekly radio show that goes out, and it's very synthy, electronica based. So Stefano's band have submitted tracks to be played, and we've actually played a couple of them on JukeBox Jury, and they were both hits all round. And then that led to Stefano becoming a member of the panel, the jury. So yeah, it's really cool actually. We've lost Jeeves again.
Vein of erasure. Where's Jeeves? Gone again.
I don't know if it's Restream or if it is his connection. I mean,
Must
I'm
be.
not in any hurry. I know that you've got things happening, so you're on the clock. But
I'm usually okay for like all night.
so Liam's saying maybe see you at the Fringe if you were directing a show there. He's a music video director predominantly, aren't you?
Yeah. Like film, not like music director, but film.
Oh, right. So okay, I misunderstood that.
But
hang on.
Is that what he means? I don't know. I'm lost. It's COVID.
Because you've lost. Stop Helen. My brain's fried as well. You've won
there he is.
awards. You've won awards for directing music videos, right? That's your main thing. Yeah.
I've won awards.
Are you back, Devo? Are you good? Is it Restream that's kicking you out, or is it your internet connection?
No, it's my internet just went to wonky. Now I'm back to my router.
It's a wonky.
I don't know what happened. I just had to like restart my router. So I was using my data, and then when I got out of the data, Restream just kicked me out. So because of the connection,
This
so I had to
This is what I'm dreading at the Fringe. Like, I'm doing a 2-camera setup. It's only going to be 1 camera on the panel, 1 camera on the audience. But if Restream, touch wood, God forbid, if Restream fucks up for any reason, I mean, obviously we'll still keep going, but it's going to be like half the experience, because a lot of the show is the comments that come in from the chat. You know, we always acknowledge the comments. There's going to be a screen in the room so the audience, the live audience in the room, can see the internet comments coming in. If they happen to be in the room, they can log in, they can make comments, and they can come up on the screen. Do you know what I mean? That's part of the experience. So I really hope.
The only problem with Restream is once you lose connection, you have to like really like restart your whole browser. That's the one stupid thing with it, instead of just staying in the studio and then reconnect.
I wouldn't normally question it, but the fact that we've both been kicked out makes me question if it's Restream rather than the internet itself. I'm hoping
it was my internet for sure.
Okay, because I'm hoping that the venue will allow me to connect to their actual office internet, because that if the venue's full of people all using their guest internet, I'm going to have difficulty. You know,
if you can get a direct connection, like an Ethernet connection, then it'll be better. Otherwise you got to use Wi-Fi.
Here's Liam. Listen, if you're around, make sure you stop by. We'll have a chin wag. We'll try and cross paths. I've seen you around on the Facebook performers group and stuff, but I'm really bad at replying to things. I've got a whole bunch of emails that people, obviously other performers are volunteering to be part of the jury. Part of the panel, and I've got all those emails to get through to reply to those people to schedule them in. So if you're reaching out to me on the internet or whatever, I'm really crap at getting. I do eventually read everything and get back to everyone, but I'm really slow on the uptake. Right. I have seen you around, Liam, so it'll be nice to cross paths at some point.
It is my internet because they're doing some work with the internet thing here. So they had some issues. I had this happen a few days ago, so I had to restart. So I think it's because they're doing some work here around.
Do you think you're good and stable now? Are we?
Yeah, I'm good and stable now. Yeah.
Okay. So I forgot where we left off. We just heard the track.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I heard like maybe like not even half, maybe like quarter.
So we need to play it. So we need to play it again for Jeeves then, okay? Because Jeeves didn't actually hear it. So let's play it again. And
hopefully nothing happens.
And obviously the people in the chitty chats can comment on it as well. So I'll reshare it. Hang on a wee minute while we find that. And let me know if we've got sound, okay?
the top rate of tax. The poor can pay for that. If the sums don't add up, don't think, just bluff. This just is a patsy. Fund manager patsy wants to be a Maggie, but she's just a patsy. Money, 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 money. No need to think when you ride the think tank. No need to blink when your mind is blank. Liz Truss is a patsy. Fund manager patsy wants to be a Maggie, but she's just a patsy.
Fire sale or market crash. Low prices grow fast. No one knows who made cash. It's not our place to ask. It's not our place to ask. It's not our place to ask.
Money, 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 money. This just is a patsy. Fund manager patsy wants to be a Maggie, but she's just a patsy. Wants to be a Maggie, but she's just a patsy. Liz Truss is a patsy. She's just a patsy.
All right.
Yeah,
Stefano,
that's a
you're
fun
up
track.
first. Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. It's kind of like a novelty track. It kind of feels like it's a remember that band Delight in the '90s? Feels like it's a B-side from Delight or Betty Boo or something. It has that kind of '60s funky '90s kind of electro. I really liked it. I like, and it's funny because when I heard it was going to be a political statement, I mean, I think she even brought Margaret Thatcher in it with Maggie and stuff, probably. But I was expecting something a little kind of, oh God, deep, but it's actually really catchy and uplifting. It's like this pop. It gets in your head. It's like a popcorn. It's not like it's probably not something I would blast out of my stereo. Like at a four-way, I'd probably roll the windows up. I don't know. It's just a really novelty hit. It almost sounds like a commercial because it's that catchy, I guess. Um, so it was kind of like I liked it. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's it's a novelty hit. So, but I mean, I like the message. It was fun. It's short, which is really good. Makes it sound more like a ditty kind of thing. Like sounds like an ad. But it was fun. It was well done. The vocals were well done. It was kind of the only thing I would probably say, if there is a negative, is I think for a political song, if you're not paying attention, you'll have no clue what it's about because it's not really an essay of any. It's kind of like all these collection of samples, kind of like with cool vocal effects and stuff. So in a way, I don't know if that's clever. Maybe it's a clever thing, but I didn't really get angry over something about it, which maybe I should have because she is a loser. So the actual Liz Truss, but and so is Margaret Thatcher, in my opinion. Anyways, but so that's what I would say. That's my point. Almost sneeze.
It's like it's there, it's not
Yes.
there. I tried to mute my
Awesome.
mic in time. It didn't come.
I hate that.
Jeeves, your
Look at the
turn.
light. Look at the light all the time.
Yeah, look at the
Just
light. And it was a fun song. Not my cup of tea, but when I first heard it the first time before my internet went crappy, when the lady's voice came through, I felt like it was like one of those Japanese K-pop kind of song with the voice. That's what I felt at first when the voice first came in and sounded like, and then when it progressed, I was like, oh, okay, okay. Yes, I agree with Tall about the Pink Floyd. Yeah, I heard when the ching ching with the cash register and
Dum,
stuff.
dum,
Yeah,
dum,
that Pink Floyd
dum,
song. I
dum, dum,
can't
dum,
put my
dum,
mind to the
dum,
yeah, to
dum,
the actual
dum,
song
dum,
name,
dum.
but yeah, ching ching. Yeah, he does in that yeah song. I love the Pink Floyd. They're awesome. My band covers it. Yeah. Eh, I thought the vocals were like, one of those Japanese kind of style, whatever. And it wasn't my this thing. They were trying, and he was saying, "No money, no problem." I got that reference too, bro, on the chat there. Uh, nah, it's not my cup of tea. I don't know what they were trying to do in there. Like, is it hip hop? It's not hip hop. It's dance. What is it? I was really confused. I was really confused on that point because I think they were trying to do hip hop, but like mixed with something else. I don't know. Nope, not my cup of tea.
Okay, is
And
that you
that's it.
done? Okay.
Yes.
So, first of all, I want to just say that Toby Sonics last year or the year before did a track called Military Industrial Complex. And it was samples of Trump talking, it was samples of other presidents talking, and it was about the military industrial complex. And I played the absolute shit out of that track on Helen's mixtape. It was so good. And Toby's forte is kind of political. He's always sampling. Now he did explain in the email that it was AI vocals. I think that's because he doesn't sing. Like I think he's a musician, but he doesn't do his own singing. He doesn't do vocals, so obviously he's turned to AI to do. So when you're saying it sounds like K-pop, that's probably why. This was much more. You're right. It sounded like a pop. It sounded like an advert jingle. Like it sounded like, but it's catchy and it'll stick in your head. Like I've already got Liz Truss is a patsy. The one thing I was confused about was I don't know if it said she wants to be a Maggie or wants to beat up Maggie. Like I
That's what I
couldn't
thought. You
catch.
thought, yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was she wants to beat up Maggie, as in obviously she's talking about Maggie Thatcher, who was a witch, by the way. If anybody watching this, you went subtle, you went, Maggie Thatcher was a loser. Maggie Thatcher was an evil witch. I'm sorry. But even Maggie Thatcher being an evil witch, this lot that have just been kicked out seem worse than Thatcher. And I grew up in Thatcher's like 80s as a kid. I remember Thatcher in power. Anyway, let's not get me onto a lefty, socialist rant because I tend to not do politics. But just in case anybody's in any doubt of what my affiliation is, I'm lefty and I'm a socialist. All right. Not a Maggie Thatcher fan at all. So this was obviously it was all samples and it kind of did have that kind of almost easily disposable, easily thrown away kind of like an advert jingle, but also like an advert jingle. You're right. It's that Liz Truss is a patsy. It's already spinning. It's already an earworm. It's there. So it succeeded at something because I can guarantee you tomorrow you're going to be going about your business, putting some fuel in the car, like doing your laundry. You're going to be doing something, and then in your head you're going to have Liz Truss is a patsy, wants to beat up Maggie. Because I think if the words are not wants to beat up Maggie, that's what the words should be. Toby, change the lyrics, okay? To wants to beat up Maggie, right? Because that's what it sounds like it should be. I think it's actually wants to be a Maggie. I think it's like wants to be a Maggie, wants to be Maggie Thatcher, but it sounds like wants to beat up Maggie, and I think that makes more sense. Although they're very similar, so maybe she wouldn't want to beat up Maggie. But anyway, whatever. In my head, in my brain, I think somebody should want to beat up Maggie, even though Maggie's 6 feet under. Your show allows folk to choose their own price. Dead giveaway for non. Oh yeah. because it's a
Non-Tory.
free show. It's a free show. People can come along. They don't have to pay
Yeah.
anything. If they enjoy themselves, they can. It's all about fun. Yeah, no. So I'm getting diverted here. I've moved away from the music. We've gone political, and that's dangerous.
Yeah, we just want to beat up Taz. Now I can't even say her name.
Listen,
Thatcher.
I've got this in the background. Like, if nobody can see my bookshelf, this is a bit of a giveaway as to what my political stance is. You know what I'm
Yes, I
saying?
see
Like,
that.
anybody who knows anything,
Ooh,
anybody who
show
knows
me.
anybody who knows anything about British politics. But like I say, this is not a political show. It's meant to be about music. I probably would play this on Helen's mixtape, in amongst another bunch of kind of political tracks, and I have done that on election day here. My show went out on the Thursday, and I said at the end, you've still got an hour to get to the polls, go vote. I wasn't talking about who you should vote for. I was just like, go vote. And I did do that. And there was another track that OMD did recently called Kleptocracy. I urge you all to go and listen to OMD, as Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark's track Kleptocracy. So clever, so political, brilliantly written. There's a Tiny Magnetic Pets remix of it that I have played the shit out of, because again, it's a really good track. It's about 7 minutes long for the remix, but the actual track's only a normal 3-minute track. Go listen to it. I would play this in amongst that. I would have a run of 3 tracks that were all protest songs, rebel songs, politically charged songs. I would have them all together, and I've done it before. Like I say, I absolutely played the crap out of his military industrial complex. This isn't, sorry Toby, this isn't as good as military industrial complex, because that track was fucking awesome, and I don't think you're going to beat it. I don't think you're going to like beat it. That's like I just love that track. But I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this, and I would play it. And it's in my head, so it's done its job, because it's in there and it's going tick, 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 tick around. And I'm going to be singing it tomorrow when I'm washing the car. I know I am. So let's read the comments, and then we'll decide whether or not it's a hit or a miss. Hang on, I need to scroll back quite a few. All right. Why won't it let me go all the way down to the rest of the chat?
Because you left and
scrolling
came
the wrong
back.
way. I'm scrolling it the wrong way, Helen, you silly sausage. You silly
That's what I was doing.
Because the chat on the screen comes down, but the chat on the side goes the other way. So I was scrolling
The
it the
other
wrong
way.
way.
Yeah.
Silly sausage. Right, so it's a conspiracy, blah 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 blah. No, the Pink Floyd, you've picked up on that already. Dave Gilmour is glorious. We vibing. Would have clicked in the USSR probably. Your show allows folk. Read that already. We're a bunch of comrades talking about music. We're just a bunch of comrades talking about music. Ready to Die by Coven is a great protest song that just came into mind if you want to check it out. I think the best protest song of all time is probably Thunderclap Newman, Something in the Air. But we digress. So, what do we think? Was it a hit or was it a miss?
I'm sorry, this is not my cup of tea, so I am gonna give you this. Sorry, but I got your message, but
Just for being a dig at the Tories is a good enough reason for me to give it a hit. Honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if it was totally crap music wise. I would have still given it a hit because of the message, but it was actually quite good.
yeah, I'm
music-wise.
giving
Well,
it for a miss on the. I'm giving it a miss for the music because it's
it's
a
a
music
near
show.
miss, Toby. It's a near miss. All right, 2 out of 3 isn't bad. All right, how many have we done? 2. Let's open another.
2.
Let's open the emails and see if we can. I would love to bash on and see if we can get 4 done this week, because we've only done 3 for the past couple of weeks, and I'd like to move on at a pace. So let's. But I don't know how long you have, Stefano, because I know you are pushed for time. So let's see how we get on. open up emails. Has that shared over? Yes, it has. Awesome.
Yes.
So, again, we've got a lot of PR companies. Look at how this I'm like totally bombarded with. And the problem with that is they never just attach the file. They always want you to scroll through a whole bunch of links to try and find it, you know? Let's see what's... These are all free download of the night mix. I don't know if that's been sent in by a person or if that's been sent in voice. I feel like we just did them recently. The Revolt music submission. Okay, let's open this one. Although the Revolt sounds familiar. I feel like we've already put your teeth back in, Helen. I feel like we've already played them fairly recently. The Revolt. Were they not like Irish or something? It doesn't matter. They've sent it in themselves, so let's play it. Like I say, I tend to skip the promo companies and okay. Yeah. Has that jumped over? Yes, it has.
Yes, cool. It has.
All right. Hi, I'm reaching out on behalf of our band, The Revolt. We are an up-and-coming post-punk band from Cork, Ireland. Yeah, we have played these guys before. With a new single titled Be Real, which would be a great fit for your station's audience. And they said that to me last time. Yeah. And I was like, okay, you haven't listened to Helen's mixtape. The station's audience, maybe, but they're not synthy enough from a show. We believe that our music aligns well with the style and preferences of your station's listeners. This is a copy and paste email of the last time I remember reading the same words. Guys, come on. You can do better than that. I'm not even going to bother reading it.
Next.
Well, I was going to say, where's the file? I'll play the song, but I'm not going to bother reading the bump because it's a copy and paste. There it is there. Link to Be Real and our previous single release, Flyboy. That's what we played last time.
I remember that.
Right. I'm not going to play it because they haven't attached. They've attached a PDF with press release, and they've attached...
I think we have played this Flyboy. Yes, I think we have. Yes.
There's the track. Okay, I will play it because the track is actually there. It is there. But you're right. I remember that. Hang on. I need to blow my nose. Just excuse me a second.
Didn't we already? I'm wondering if we listened.
Yeah, I think we played this track before.
No, this is a different track. So we played Flyboy before, and they've sent another track.
Oh, yeah.
Sent another track called Be Real.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to play it or do we not?
Let's just play it. Let's see.
Okay. I've opened it. It's there. Let's play it. Two for, they're getting an extra shot at the thing. Hang on, that hasn't jumped over, has it? So we need to stop sharing that one.
Say it didn't jump.
Share this one. And you can let me know if we've got sound.
Mm-hmm.
Turn on you, wondering what did I do? It leaves a bitter taste.
All right. I think Jeeves is first this time, yeah?
Yes.
Go on then, Jeeves.
Alrighty. This is my cup of tea because I like this kind of music. Yeah, I like the vocals. Really cool. I know this was straight off the floor. Not very much editing on it, straight off the floor because you can tell by the timing. It, a little bit here and there, and the guitar going off a little bit. So that's kind of cool. What they did was straight off the floor and just put it together, and just which was good. Not a very fancy guitar playing, but bass carried it the whole song pretty good. So yeah, I liked it. I liked it. I like the screaming and the lady's vocal was pretty cool. I like it when it hit the high range was really cool. So yeah, I liked it. And that's me. It's nothing much to say
Stefano?
because it's
Oh,
just
sorry.
yeah.
I thought you were
No, it's
done.
fine. It's
Are you
fine. There's
done?
nothing else much to say. Yeah, yeah, I'm done
I don't want anybody talking over anybody. Sorry. Like, you're done.
now.
Right, Stefano, your turn.
It's not really my cup of tea, music wise. Although it sounds like it was recorded in a garage in like 1988 kind of a thing. Um, I'm trying to find. I don't want to do a hit or miss based on my personal tastes in music because I think all music has its own gifts. Like I think sometimes garage stuff sounds great, or hip hop or whatever. So I'm trying to find if if I was into that, I think I'd probably like it maybe. But it sounds like a demo. It doesn't sound like it's a polished, tightened up kind of track. And maybe that's the style. Maybe I'm not getting it. I kind of like really structured pop myself, so I'm not gonna load that thing onto this song. But vocals were okay, guitar was okay, the bass was good. I don't know. I really it's because I wouldn't listen to this. So and I didn't listen to it when I was a kid, back in the era that sounds like it's coming from. Um, but I do like the rawness of it, so it's going to be a tough one. That's where I'm at with it. I'm not passionate about it. I'm sorry. Like, it's not like making me get goosebumps or watery eyes, or it's just, I don't know. It's good that it's raw. That's it.
Is it just me, or is Stefano glitching out, or is that my internet connection? Like,
Maybe I'm
No,
just
it's
talking like that.
we've all had issues
I
tonight.
like
I
your
swear something's going
I
on
like
with
I
the
like your
internet.
analogy about it doesn't make me cry.
Okay. Are you? Is that? Are you?
No tears of joy here. Yeah, I'm
Is
Yeah,
that you
that's what I
done?
mean. I like that.
Okay. All right. So I liked this better than the last track. I remember the last track, and I remember thinking, although it was punk, it was more punk. It sounded a lot like I said to you, I can hear the Pogues kind of influence in there. Like you could tell that they were Irish, and obviously she's singing in her own accent, and she's still doing that now. This song sounded a lot musically like Joy Division, and towards the end there was like a kind of drum pattern that sounded a lot like Budgie from Susie and the Banshees. It sounded like if you mashed up Susie and the Banshees with Joy Division musically. I didn't like the screaming. Jeeves said he liked the screaming. That's the bit I would not. Her actual vocals are fine when she's singing in her own accent. That's cool. I love the fact that she's not trying to sound, because a lot of punk bands try to sound like they're from London, because obviously the home of punk is. And I'm sure I said this in the last conversation. Even Majura, when he was in the Rich Kids, tried to sound like he had a London accent, even though he's from Glasgow.
Hmm.
I like the fact that she's singing it in her own accent, and you can hear that they're Irish. But the screaming, she needs to cut that shit out. Like that doesn't need to be in there. It just makes me want to just switch over to something else. Musically, I enjoyed it, but I love Joy Division and I love Susie and the Banshees. I love like old school post-punk new wave. When punk bands were coming out of punk and moving into something more than 3 chords and some spittle. You know, I love that era when the when the punk bands kind of flourished into something new wave essentially. That's my jam. That's my era, as well as all the synthy stuff. So I quite enjoyed this. I don't know if I'd play it on mixtape though. Maybe if I had some like Susie and the Banshees along with maybe some garbage. There's some garbage tracks that would merge with this because I like garbage further, more kind of like melodic synthy stuff. Like I say, it sounded a lot like Joy Division musically. I would love to hear an instrumental version of this. And the same thing applies this time as I remember saying last time. They have clearly recorded this live in a garage somewhere. And I remember saying then with the other track, they should multi-track it. They should record it multi-track. This hasn't been. It's just been recorded in one take. And that's cool if you want to sound like you do live. You know, if that's what they sound like live, they'd be worth going to see live because they sound decent. They sound good. Minus the screaming. She needs to cut that shit out. She's got a good
Hey,
voice.
what's wrong
No
with the
punk,
screaming?
I know punk bands like aren't known for their like vocal dexterity,
She's
right?
she's trying to be
But the
like
last,
metal.
hang on, it's my turn to speak, Jeeves. Excuse me, it's not a debate. I sat quietly while you spoke. I know that punk bands aren't known for their vocal dexterity, right? But you know, like the lassie can sing, she can hold a tune, and obviously there's a lot of good female vocalists came out of that. Like came out of the punk scene. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I just don't know if I'd play it on mixtape. But then that's what JukeBox Jury is all about, right? It's about catching the stuff and letting other bands be heard that wouldn't necessarily be played on mixtape. That's kind of the whole point in doing this, because I can't play everything and some stuff just doesn't fit in with my show. So that's kind of the whole point in doing. Oh, I just punched the mic. I don't know what the audio will sound like later. That's kind of the whole point in JukeBox Jury. So for that, I feel like this week's fulfilled its purpose because we got to hear something that I wouldn't play on mixtape. Does that make sense? Anyway, what do we think? Oh, hang on. Let's go through the chat first and see what the comments are saying. Hang on a minute, because I feel like we've missed some input. Let's go back. It's Jeeves and Helen. Hello, Captain Rehab. I'll email you about Death Metal Lonely Island cover band. It was a mess, because I was talking about the previous track. This is more my speed. That was really good. The band needs to tighten up a bit, but they sound good. Made me think of Just Shot John Lennon by the Cranberries. Good shit. Yeah, vocally she sounds like the Cranberries. She sounds like Dolores because she's Irish. That's why it sounds. But musically, I don't think they sound like the Cranberries. I think musically they sound a lot like Joy Division, actually.
Do you know? Can I say something? I think they
course.
sound like Heart before they made it big. Remember Heart, that American band? It sounds
Yes.
like a demo version of Heart, but
Yep.
because I love Suxi and the Banshees, like I wish it sounded more like that, but it has a bit of more of an American garage thing to my ears. But that's what I was gonna say. But I can hear the Cranberries thing too. Like
For me, the Susie and the Banshees influence sounded like there was like I say, there was like a drum pattern near the end. Sounded a lot like Budgie's drumming.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was saying Susie and the Banshees,
Yeah.
because it kind of sounded like Budgie had kicked in, and it sounded a lot like Susie and the Banshees on the back end, the bottom, at the end, or near the end in the second half. But yeah. Anywho, what do we think? Was it a hit or was it a miss?
I think it's a hit.
Because it didn't turn me off completely, I'm gonna say it's a hit. It wasn't.
Wow.
I'm gonna
I
surprise
was not
people.
expecting
I
that.
know.
I wasn't expecting that. So it was a hit all round.
For me,
Congratulations.
it's a hiss.
Yeah.
Or a hit. Yeah, but it's
a hiss.
A hiss. Tulsa is
Congratulations.
partially hit.
What were they called? The Revolt. Congratulations, Revolt. That was a hit all round. Well done, well done. Thank you for sending in your track. Have we got time for one more, do we think?
Yes.
We've gone over the hour. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay, let's look for a fourth and final track then. We'll go back into the emails. And scoot back to where we were. So, Volker Milch. I think that's a person on their own and not an entity. We've played all of these people. Volker, we've played. Bloca-Cola, we've played. Inoxidables, we've played. I recognise all these names. Caroline Park. These are all people that have already been featured on JukeBox Jury, and they've thought, "Oh, I'll send another track." Color Theory again. These are all people. I don't want to completely ignore them just because we've played them before, and we just did the same thing. We played the Revolt twice, so let's just play the next track up, which is Volker Milch. I don't know how we pronounce that. But let's just open that up because I'm pretty sure that's a person and not a promotion company, which drives me insane. Okay, that has changed over. All right. Dear listener and supporter. Okay, so this is just a mass send out. Okay. The new single Energy from the Stars is out now. I think I might have played this on Helen's mixtape. That sounds familiar. Let's play it anyway. I might be wrong. I'm not good with names. Check out this awesome collaboration between Volker Milch and Skullsmith. This is an indie pop love song of a special kind. Stuttering guitars and the cat calls a reminisce. Blah 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 blah. I'm not reading all of that. Why is it a Spotify link? Why is it not a file?
That's good. They got too lazy and just give you a link.
Did that change over?
Nope.
Did it jump over? No. Okay. Oh, whoa. Where's that playing from? I can hear it. Where am I hearing that from?
Or you opened up your Spotify.
Oh, it's probably opened up your Spotify.
It has. It's opened up my Spotify. Right, hang on. And I recognise this track, and I have played this on mixtape, and I shouldn't have said that until we actually have heard it. You know, maybe I shouldn't have given that information away, but I feel like I should be upfront and honest about that. It won't let me share my Spotify screen because it's not on. It's not on Chrome. It's not on the browser. All right. I think we'll skip this track just because it's already been played on mixtape, and it feels a little bit unfair. So let's find another one. We do get there eventually, folks. Honest.
Yes.
Right, let's reshare this and go back. But I did actually play that. I've played it on I recognized it and I was like, and then I heard it playing and I'm like, yeah, I've played this. All right. So round the clock PR, hot work PR, Shauna McLaren sends me a hell of a lot. I get bombarded with this and it just puts me off. You know, if you're making music, I say this every time. If you make music, send it to me yourself. Quick couple of lines in an email and the file. That's all I need. And you're much more likely to be played. Lee Jackson. Okay, this is a person, presumably, rather than a PR company. So let's open that one. Has that jumped over? Yes, it has.
Yes.
Oh. Hey, Helen. Hope you're good. I'm all right. Thanks for asking. Zebra from Malmo. Zebra? Said seven bra? Ibra? Zebra. I don't know how I'm pronouncing that. From Malmo, Sweden, will be returning to the UK next month, supporting the fantastic Arab Strap. To coincide, the band have released their new single, Normal Song. The track is out now and available for airplay. If you could consider it for airplay, we would be grateful. New single follows a release of the debut album, Bird Hour. It was released 12 months ago. Blah de blah, blah de blah, blah 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 blah. I don't care what BBC Six Music say. I'm not interested in any of that. Let's play the track. Where is it? Is it on here? Do I have this is streaming again.
Spotify again.
Why is the file not just attached to it? They've given me a list of tour dates in May around the UK, and we're in July. Oopsie.
Right. We missed
How
it.
do, can I just get the file? Is that jumped over? Did that go over? Did that jump over? No, it hasn't.
No.
Right.
I don't see it.
Let's reshare it. Because it's opened up a Dropbox, which is fine. We can play it from Dropbox. Let me know if we've got sound.
Yes.
Normal, normal song, sing it all day long. We don't have much time to sit down and cry in a corner. To sit down and cry in a corner. Normal, normal song, sing it all day long. We don't have much time to sit down and cry in a corner. To sit down and cry in a corner. Da 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 da.
Okay, now, before we get onto it, I want to just say one thing, and I could be completely wrong, but I think she might want to cry in an open field.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yes.
Right. Who's first on this one? Is it Stefano this time?
Stefano.
Okay.
Go on then.
I liked it. It had like a late '90s alternative feel, and it was kind of sparse. But then they still managed to, with the production, to make it build up to the end, even with the sparseness. And I loved the whole lo-fi guitar sound. It sounded, and I liked her detached vocal. She sounded melancholic because she does want to cry in a field. It did have this like lazy summer existential vibe to it. I liked it. It's alternative in a really good way. Production was really good. Those guitars and the way they kind of used that sparse instrumentation I think was really good. Good vibe, cool song. I liked that a lot. It was good. It's just well produced. Like it is. It's like it's funny that it's almost like in our industry when we try making somebody look like they woke up, they don't just mess up their hair. It actually takes longer to make someone look disheveled for film. And the same thing with this kind of a track. To make it lo-fi, it takes more effort than to make something really high polished. To make it sound like that. So that's where I'm.
That you?
That's me.
Right, G-Balls?
Yeah, I liked it too. I liked the lo-fi thing. And her vocals were really, really good. The only thing that kind of really pissed me off or whatever when that whatever that synth kit came through, I think they could have took that down a notch or did something to it because I was like, whoa, it threw me right off because I'm listening to a nice vocals with that lo-fi going through, right? It's like, whoa, where did that come from, you know? So I didn't really like that part, but I guess they could have like lowered it down or something. But then I was trying to see like what they were trying to do with it, with the vocals and stuff. But for me, that only part did not work for me. But I get what were trying to do. But like you listen to a nice, low, chilled out vocals with the guitar and everything, and then all of a sudden you see this damn thing come up. It's like it just threw me off completely. Like, whoa, what the heck? But other than that, I like the track. Really good produced, really clean, nice. That's the only downside to it. That's other than that, great. And that's me.
That's you. I really liked this one, and I think it's probably my favourite this week. The only thing for me that was a little bit off-putting was how repetitive it was near the end, which was why I was joking about I think she might want to cry in a field, because that was very repetitive. I really liked it. I liked the distorted guitar sound most. I really liked that. I don't know what it was they were doing with that. It sounded like it was put through something. Just what you're saying about making it sound lo-fi takes more work. I liked it. It was well put together. I liked her vocals. She can sing. Musicianship was great. I enjoyed it. It was well. I don't have a lot to say about this. I would play this on Helen's mixtape. I'm going to play it on Helen's mixtape. I'm going to stick it on a list. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad we opened that email. I think this is probably my favourite this week. I liked it. It sounded like something, but it sounded like you would instantly hear this and know it's them. Like you can hear it's been inspired by things, right? You're like, oh, it sounds like that sound sounds a little bit like this, or that sound sounds like a little bit like that, but you would instantly play this and know that it's them. And that's usually what I'm looking for when I want to play something on Helen's mixtape. You know, I want to be able to know. I don't want it to sound like anyone else. I want it to sound. You're going to know that it's them. Do you know what I mean? I enjoyed it. I don't have anything else to say about it. It's been my favourite one this week.
Probably same.
What else is there to say?
Yeah, there's nothing much.
So I'm going to quickly read through the comments, and then we'll decide whether or not it's a hit or a miss. We have sound. I'm so glad. Tom McCartney. This is more high speed. Hang on a minute. I've gone too far back. We've seen this already. We play Flax. Production wise, this was the complete opposite of the last track. I dug it. Sounds almost exactly like something out of a Sasha Sloan record. It's all right for what it is. She wants to cry in an open field. I'm only happy when it rains. I'm only happy when it rains. I'm only happy when it's complicated.
Oh yeah, sing it.
I love
It's
Shirley
kinda like
Manson.
Isn't it like that mixed with the Cardigans? Like it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Cardigans for some strange
A
reason.
little bit, but the Cardigans
yeah.
are Swedish as well, right? So that would make sense. Like,
Oh
that,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
do you know what I mean? They're from the same country. That would make sense. If it's similar to the Cardigans, may have been produced by the same people. There's a lot of music comes out of Sweden, that a lot of global artists that get produced in Sweden.
Yep.
Good
that
music.
we aren't even people aren't even aware of. Like there's a big music industry over there. All right. So hello, Bobby Shadow. Hello, Craig. Doesn't matter if you're late. Pull up a pew.
What up, Craig?
All good. Okay, we're on to something. The buzz in that song distracted me. I might have liked it without the extra fuzz or distortion or whatever it's called. I actually
Yeah,
quite
that's
liked
what I
that
was
part.
saying too.
I liked the fuzzy buzzy, right? I
too.
liked that.
No, I didn't say I didn't like it. I was just saying it
Because
was way
that
too
was the
loud.
I disagree, but maybe it's because Stefano and I are both synth geeks, and that was the part that sounded the most synthy, right? And when you get that sound, and I'm not going to compare it to an analog synth, but you know, when you listen to something that's got like say like a Moog bass or something, and it just moves right through you, it's like the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You get that tingle. If I'm sitting in the car and I'm listening to Jean-Michel Jarre, right, and all these like or even today it was John Fox Underpass. It was actually the Mark Reader's extended like 10-minute mix of it, but you just feel the whole car and you just it just ooh tingles. I love that shit, right? You guys are not synth heads. You're not, right? You're into like
More
band and
heavy,
punk and shit.
yeah.
Whereas and I know that
Yeah.
Stefano knows exactly what I'm
Oh
saying,
yeah, 100%.
right? There'll be a thing. There's a guitar lick in a Mid-Your track called Dark Dark Night. It was actually it started off as a collaboration with Moby, and there's a part where where it goes into a guitar, and I love Midge anyway, right? But it goes into a guitar solo, and it's when you listen to it, it's almost like it's practically orgasmic, like all the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and it's that feeling. So you guys didn't like the fuzzy, whatever you're calling it, fuzzy buzzy. I would call it distorted guitar. I love that shit. That's my
Me
jam.
too.
So
Because it makes the guitar special. Like, because you hear guitar every day, and then when they do something
yes,
kind of cool to it,
Right.
you
it's
stick a
kind of
distortion pedal on it.
yeah,
Stick a distortion pedal on it, make it sound like a synthesizer rather
exactly.
than a synthesizer sounding like a guitar.
Just don't even
Well,
use
that's
the
what.
guitar. Use the synthesizer.
But that's what we do
That's
with vocals and stuff too.
but
We put like guitar pedals to the vocals and stuff. We do
you know
that.
that's one of the things I used to love so much, or still do love so much about Ultravox. Right? I know I bang on about Ultravox, but one of the things I love so much about Ultravox is the interplay between Billy Curry's synth solos and Midgear's guitar. And sometimes you can't fucking tell what's what. You can't tell what's a guitar solo, and you can't tell what's an Art Odyssey, you know, Billy Curry synth solo, especially in tracks like All Stood Still, you know, where there's like that interplay between the two and it soars off. Again, like I say, it's practically orgasmic. This is getting me excited. We need to get back to the track we're
Yes.
talking about.
Can I say one little thing about that? I remember
Go on.
like one of my very favorite bands of all time, probably my second favorite, is Goldfrapp. So I'm obsessed with Goldfrapp since the very first album. And they used to play with her vocal. It would go, I think they would put it through some sort of effect where all of a sudden it turns into like what sounds like it's going through a guitar pedal. And it turns into this like wispy, weird, almost like tinny synth sound. And then it would go back into her vocal. And that's why I love that. That's creativity.
I love Alison Goldfrapp. I love her. I think she's awesome.
And oh, yeah, that's true. I'm reading that 07 is a great band. Somebody's Tall McCartney.
I know. I need to go back and catch all of these comments that came through because I went off on a tangent about, you know, stuff.
Sense.
Liam,
See,
can I just answer that one question or one thing that he said on top?
can we
Liam,
wait till we
Dragon Force, do
get
you follow Liam from Twitch? He's on there, the guitar player. So yeah, I'm into
Is
Dragon
that
Force too. I actually did sound when they were here at the Croatian Culture Center here in Vancouver. I think you know that spot, the
I
one in
do?
Broadway,
Okay.
Croatian Culture Center. Yeah, I work there doing sound sometimes,
Cool.
and Dragon Force played there. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Can I read through the chat? Can I read through the comments now? We good?
Yeah.
All right. The buzz in that song distracted me. Right, we got that. Bobby Shadow, hello Bobby Shadow says beta testing a new app, chat or social invite only. I'm not interested in any new apps, especially if it's the same arseholes that are on them. No thanks, but thanks for popping in, Bobby. 07 is my type of synth music. Okay. iPhone required, Android almost ready to launch, web version launch, and whatever, dude. Do you know who you should talk to? Go and talk to Tony D, because he likes to test all the apps, right? So go talk to him and maybe Fireman Rich, and they'll get involved in that shit. I like Dragon Force. That was a different buzz to what I'm used to. Don't have the word for it. Made me tense. All right. No way. That's cool. Damn you alls is musical as fuck. That's why we're here. That's why we're here, Tom McCartney. We're not here by accident, right? We're not here. We didn't just like sort of land on each other's lap randomly. You know, we're here,
Right.
you know, for a reason. I know that I look like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm geeky as fuck, especially if we're talking about synth stuff, right? Don't get me started on analog synths. I'll be here for hours.
Me too.
Yeah, you will be.
Seen them twice, wasn't involved. Very common. Okay. 20D, I will ring them. Yeah, good luck with that. Have fun. I'm here because of your tweet shows these sometimes work. We used to multicast to Twitter, Liam. But now you need to have a premium account, because this is actually being multicast on several platforms. It's going out on Twitch, YouTube, the Facebook radio page, Mixcloud, and I don't know if it went out to Dailymotion or not. I need to check that later. But it's been multicast to 5 different platforms. It used to go out to Twitter Live. I refuse to pay Elon Musk for a premium account, so it's not going out to Twitter Live anymore. All right. I'm missing all these. They're all jumping in. Last time someone landed on my lap randomly, it cost me 100. You keep your private life to yourself, Craig. All right. We don't need to know.
Craig.
Keep that shit private. It's
No more.
$11 a month. It's not about paying the $11 a month. It's not that I can't afford $11 a month. It's the principle of it. Whenever they took away the verification for people who genuinely needed verification and anybody can have a blue tick, I'm like, no. There are too many people who have people faking their accounts now. Like famous people who were verified for a reason, the people did it to take the piss. There was multiple Elon Musk accounts
Preach.
with a blue tick just to prove a point, right? So as soon as they did that, I'm like, no, I'm not paying them. Forget it. Same way stuff I like. I'm a huge nerd when it comes to Pakistani rock music and the scene here, and going too much on the electronic side. I love electronic music, so I don't think there's such a thing as too much electronic. But that's just me personally.
Me
All
too.
right then. So, what do we think then, boys? Was it a hit or was it a miss?
Oh, jeez.
It's a.
We forgot what we were doing. We're
Oh.
too busy reading the comments.
It's a. Hit. Oh,
That is too funny. All right.
and the
It's a
Godzilla
hit,
says
alright.
yes.
Congratulations, Zebra. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. It's a hit all round. Thank you for sending your track in. That will go on Helen's mixtape because I thoroughly enjoyed it. All right
good.
then. You're a bit fuzzy on the whole hit or miss thing. But at the end of the day, it's just a bit of fun. It's personal preference. There's no right or wrong answer. Filter tweets. Just as blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't want to get. We just had a conversation about how the stuff that's on the algorithm on Twitter is weird. It's like stuff's being pushed to you that you know you're not interacting with or involved in. It's like it's being kind of rammed down your throat. Oh my, that's what she said. Hit it or quit it. Okay, so right, on that bombshell.
Oh my God, Shadow! I know what that is. Okay, I get that reference from Shadow.
Huh?
We were
Where
on
is it?
Blab, and there was a game show called Hit It and Quit It.
Hit it or quit it.
Quit
I
it.
know that
Oh.
too. Even though I wasn't on Blab, I'm well aware of that because all the Blab people all kept me in the loop with it. So I know exactly what
Oh.
you're talking about too.
Okay, cool.
Right. Shall we talk about the Fringe. I didn't really feel like I did that, although I showed the sign. This will be okay. So, Edinburgh Fringe Festival from the 2nd of August. I will be doing a full tech run through on the 1st, so this probably will go out. There'll be something happening on the 1st, but I don't think there'll be a live audience because I've deliberately not advertised it on any of the bump. I don't really want an audience to turn up on the 1st. It's just a tech run through, but it probably will go live on the 1st. So at 8:20 p.m. UK time every day from the 2nd to the 21st, there will be JukeBox Jury live at the Edinburgh Fringe. So follow the best thing is to follow the Twitch channel. That's probably the easiest way to get your notifications or whatever. But it will be multicast to various platforms. But Twitch is the consistent one, right? So 8:20 UK time, so that's like 3:20 in the afternoon Eastern time. The rest of you can figure it out from that. Whatever. Daily. And if you're catching this and you're in Edinburgh, it's at Eastside in the Den on George Street in Edinburgh, and it's a free show, so you don't have to pay anything to get in. I mean, you have to pay to get back out again. We're not going to let you out without putting any money in the bucket, but it's free to get in. And no, I'm only joking. Come along. It'll be interactive. The audience will be participating. The screen will be up. Hopefully, if all my tech stuff goes right, I've only got 15 minutes turnaround time from the show in front to leave and for me to get in and set up. So fingers crossed, everything will be running smoothly on the multicasting, and we'll have a screen with all the comments and all that stuff coming in as well, so the audience can see what you're saying. It should be fun. I'm hoping to have some guest panelists. I don't want to name drop at the moment because I'm confirming things and people might pull out last minute because the Fringe is crazy and everyone's busy, and my little humble free show probably won't be a high priority for a lot of these people. But it's nice that they're considering coming along anyway, so fingers crossed the ones that have said they'll make it will make it. On that bombshell, I was going to put up a video and show you what the Fringe is and all that. I feel like I've done that 1,000 times. You can Google Edinburgh Fringe Festival, or just look up the hashtag EdFringe, and there's lots of information on the internet about it. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll go around and let Stefano and Jeeves tell you about themselves and where you can find them. Who wants to go first?
Jeeves,
you go first. So hang on, let's make you bigger.
All right. So I'm Jeeves, aka Mr. Twix. You can find me on Twitter. I do my DJ set. I'm a DJ. You can see my DJ controller. I'm a drummer, also engineer, and I also do live sound. So that's why I know a lot of bands that I've done sound for. So that's what I do, and I'm also a broadcaster. I work for television. I run the cameras and also edit for television. That's my daytime job, and that's me. And you can find me on Twitch. It's Mr_Twix. Is where you can find me.
And that's
And
Twix,
that's
TWIXXZ.
Yeah, exact. Yes.
Cool. Okay. And Stefano?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a director in Canada, Vancouver. I direct music videos for major label artists and some indie artists all over the world. That's kind of what I do for a living. But I'm also a big Godzilla, and I'm also one half of Breathe My Leaves. It's a synth pop band. I do all the music. My co-writer is a vocalist, lives in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and he's an incredible singer. His name is Jordan Gant. And we co-write everything together. We're all over streaming sites for Breathe and My Leaves. And we release things often. And you can find me on Facebook. You can find me as a director on Facebook, or my personal account, or my Breathe and My Leaves account. They're all over the internet, so whatever you're interested in. That's where I'm at.
Is that you? Sorry, I just left you hanging there.
That's
I don't know
me.
what
I
else.
thought I
Yeah.
was
Did I freeze?
I thought I was,
I was thinking I
no,
froze.
no. I thought I would just make things as awkward as possible for you and leave you hanging there for 30 seconds. Just now,
I
only
just
joking.
You
looked
could
at
you
how
could have
big
just put
the
your Godzilla on.
I
Yeah.
couldn't find the button. I've gone it because when the chat comes through, in order for me to get the little captions at the bottom with your details, that's on the same part as the chat. So if I click out of that, I missed the chat. So I had gone. They're not all on the page at the same time. There's like I'm jumping back and forward from screens, and that's why it
That's
takes
okay.
time. And if I'm not fast, if I'm not caffeinated, sometimes I'm a little bit. It's like there's like a buffer in, like a tick, 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 you know, like a hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Just there's a little delay in Helen's brain.
That's okay. It was a little traumatic, but it's okay. I'll get over it.
I want to just quickly pick up on one of the comments a couple of comments in the chat. Best of luck at everything with everything at the Fringe. Thank you, Liam. Like I say, if we cross paths, you'll see me around. By all means, come and have a wee chat. I know that you're doing flyering tips and tricks at some point. I might pick your brains on that because I might. And someone says, "What if I don't bring my wallet?" Well, we take Apple Pay. So if you've got a phone, or we take contactless payment, right? So if you might not have your wallet with your card in it, but there's no excuse because presumably you've got Apple Pay or Google Pay or whatever on your phone. So like I say, you're not leaving unless you pay something. No, I'm only joking. There's no obligation to put any money in the bucket, but it would be nice to get some of the costs back because it's quite an expensive thing to put on. So I know that I said that super fast, Scottish. Too super fast. I'm sorry. I'll try to slow down a little bit. So, as I've already mentioned, I am Helen. I am the host of Helen's Mixtape on a Thursday evening on 365 Radio, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. UK time. That's just been changed to that time. So if you're used to tuning in at 8, it's been changed to 7. So 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. UK time. So that's like 2 in the afternoon Eastern. Is that right? 5 hours, 7? Yeah. 2 p.m. Eastern, I think it's 11 a.m. Pacific, on 365radio.co or the 365 Radio app. That's where you can normally find me because that's weekly. We do JukeBox Jury once a month online and it's multicast out everywhere. And if you're seeing this, then you found it. But we are doing JukeBox Jury live at the Edinburgh Fringe every evening at 8:20 p.m. with a live audience, hopefully, if anybody turns up, fingers crossed. And again, that'll be on these platforms. If you are a musician and you want to send me your music, send me a brief email. I don't need a novel. I don't need an electronic press kit or any of that stuff. Just send me a brief email. Send it to me yourself. Don't send it through a PR company because it's more likely to get skipped over and I'll go back and read those later, when I can be bothered. Send it to me yourself, and send me a copy of the file. If you've got a YouTube video, that's even better because it gives us something visually to watch when we're looking at it. But just send me the file so that I can press play. I don't want to have to download anything. I don't want to have to stream anything. I don't want to have to try and search through all your links to all your stuff to try to track it down. I don't have time for that, especially during the Fringe. We are very time restricted. So if you want to send me your music, send it to info@helenwallace.co.uk with an MP3 file, and that's sufficient. Ta muchly. If you want to know anything about the show, about the Fringe, about any of the panelists or the jurors, check out the website jukeboxjury.info. All of our information's on there. All of our social media links are on there, our bios and all that jazz. And hopefully when the Fringe is kicked in and I know each day who the guests are going to be, I'll be putting that information on the website. So when I know who the guests are that I've confirmed, I'll be mentioning that on the website. So check that out if you want to know who the guests are. There might be days where we don't have guest panelists and it's just me and the audience. We'll have to find out. I have to try and make sure I can rope people in to take part. It's the Fringe. Anything can happen. And if you're familiar with the Fringe, you'll know what I mean. Thank you all so much for tuning in and keeping us company. It's been a right old it's been a good chat this week. In the cheap seats, we call them the cheap seats, the Charters box. So thank you all for participating and having something to say about it. And we will be back after the Fringe. We won't do this during August. We'll skip it and we'll do the next one in September. We don't have a date for that yet, but we will update it on social media and keep you posted. And nobody even noticed that I've got my JukeBox Jury t-shirt on.
Ooh.
Just realised. JukeBox Jury.
Oh, I did not notice that.
So I'm just shaking my tit in the camera because it's like
More like your tatas.
It's just where it's positioned. Like there's no getting away from the fact that. Hang on, I'm trying to find
it's called tit or miss.
Tit or miss.
Tit or miss.
That's going to be the new merch. Tit or miss. But it's like it couldn't be positioned anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like literally right there. There's like no escaping the fact. It should have been maybe an inch higher so that it wasn't quite so obvious. Anyway, it is what it is. Right, on that bombshell. That's where we're going to leave it right there, and that's going to be the screenshot.
What's up with
that's going to be the thumbnail for the video.
Is you lifting up your breast?
Yeah, the moves like this.
It's too funny. All right, folks. Thanks again, guys, as always, for being part of it and being the jury. My wonderful jury. And thank you all for tuning in. Right, is that us? We're gone. We're done. We're out.
Yes.
I'll see you next week. Bye.